Ende bayi asim ko bosin keta mana na yimma asim kan ko echikwelu ya zelu. Dịka o si dị, ihe a bụ Eastern News 24 bụ ebe anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasịta maka ihe na-eme na obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya, ana gbasịta maka nwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ. Dịka o si dị, ọ bụ na ya bụ ụbọchị izi gị ị na-agafete n'iru akwụkwọ afọ chanel anyị, kaba alụ ka ị sọbskraibụ and turn on your notification. Maka gịnị? Anyị na-etinyekwanụ update daily gbasịta maka ihe na-eme n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya, na gbasịta maka nwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ. Dịka o si dị, ya wetara unu n'iru akwụkwọ bụ ife anyị na-akpọkwa EveningTEA ka anyị ji maka ya, ka anyị ji mara ya. Anyị na-akpọ ya EveningTEA. Ife a bụ Biafran Prime Minister in exile were ife were ịgwa ụmụ Igbo. Unu ga-esi ya bụ ife n'ụdị nke gị, ị ga-esi ya bụ ife ịkaba alụ kwuo efe ichelu gbasịta maka ihe ndị a niile Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nke taa anyị na-akpọ EveningTEA. You can say drop your own comment. All right, over to you, sir.
We must be very brave. We must be ready to take anything that comes on our way. We must be ready to liberate and fight to the end. Not going to mind whatever the Nigerian is liable for the fact that the world understand what we are fighting for. Biafra issue is in global history. Is in global history. Biafra is issue that is globally recognized. We fought a war for 3 years with Nigeria. Millions of people died. Today, the children of those people, they're subjugated to all manner of degrading treatment and abuse. We are here today to finish what our forefathers, our grandfathers started. We are here today because when Nigeria war was declared, no victor, no vanquish. Was warned by Daniel F. Young. If you do not children very well, they will rise up again against you. That is exactly what we are doing now. It does not matter whether the Nigerian government is labeling themselves terrorists. The world know that we are not terrorists. The world know we are fighting a just cause. And we are going to do everything to make sure we get our freedom. As I'm talking to you, war going in Cameroon against Amazonians. As I'm talking, is between South Sudan and Sudan, they fought war for 30 good years. They were not regarded as terrorists. Even the people that were regarded as terrorists in Afghanistan, we see that America is giving them today to be recognized as a government. The condition is only for them to denounce Al-Qaeda. After decades, many years of wastage, America's soldiers killed, billions of dollars wasted, American weapons and everything in the hand of Taliban. Upon the fact that Taliban and Afghanistan is ranked #1 terrorist country according to World Terrorism, Global Terrorism Index. But it is completely a different thing when it comes to Biafra. When it comes to Biafra, we are being ruled by terrorist government. We are being ruled by some few people from ethnic group that are nomadic and very heartless people. And we say we are incompatible. We don't have the same cultural value system. And we say we are going to opt out of Nigeria. and for that reason, they proscribe us. Now we have been able to create awareness, global awareness, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the highest awareness in history of mankind, especially in freedom and agitation for self-determination. Biafra agitation have that scattered all over the world. We are scattered all over the world. We will continue the struggle. We will continue the struggle. We will not be moved. We will not be threatened. We will not be intimidated by any threat coming from anywhere. So when you are in this struggle, the only thing you have to focus is getting Biafra. Do not be afraid of that you are being called a terrorist. You are not a terrorist. You are not a terrorist. And the world knows that. The world knows that. If we go into civil war today against Nigeria state, which probably may happen, if we go into civil war against Nigeria state for Biafra, who is going to call each other terrorist? Is it you? Are you going to be the one that will call terrorist or the Nigeria government? So, welcome to this program. Make sure you invite people and let us welcome. Now we are going to start what we have come to do this evening. We read in the news that the United States is giving a statement about Anambra election. They want to see free and fair election in Anambra. How can you have free and fair election in Nigeria where you have over 34,000 policemen being deployed to kill our people? How are you going to have free and fair election in Anambra? Before we can talk about having free and fair election in Anambra, since we are going political solution, first of all, Anambra state must be demilitarized. All the military and security people in Anambra state must leave. You can't militarize a state and you want to have democracy take place. Two of them can never work together. So when you want to conduct election, if we're going to have a democratic or political solution, make sure that there is nothing in this life that will make election tomorrow to take place, because we need to postpone the election so that the leadership will go back to drawing board. The demand will be very clear. You cannot have a free and fair election when you have police and army everywhere, considering the record of the Nigeria police and the security agent. Very, very bad record. You can never have free and fair election. So, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. After that, after the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whatever he say is final. Whatever he say about Anambra election is final. So we demand also the release of all the people that have been abducted and kidnapped by the Nigeria DSS. They are today languishing in prison and incarcerated. We are going to ask our guests to come in, so we'll continue, because after him we are going to have the normal exposition today. Make sure you hit the like button as you are coming. Those of you watching from YouTube, as you are coming, you are hitting the like button so that other people will understand that we are live, and it will appear on their feed. Those who are using YouTube, who are watching from YouTube. Wait for Dr. Allen to join us. And on this note, let us go on commercial. All right, welcome back. Dr. Allen, good afternoon from here.
Good afternoon, Simon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. This is the second time you are coming to the program. Welcome you again. I know that you have been here before, and a lot of people may have seen you. A lot of people may have read about you. If you could tell us just a little bit brief about yourself for those who have never seen you before.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, I'm a partner of the BW Global Group based in Washington, D.C., and we specialize in human rights issues, crimes against humanity, some government relations, and anti-corruption work worldwide. I have over 40 years of criminal investigative law enforcement experience, principally involved in international activities. My last assignment before I retired from the U.S. government, I was on loan to the United Nations-backed Special Court for Sierra Leone, where I was the chief of investigations, where I lived and worked in Freetown, West Africa, where I was responsible for directing all the criminal investigations, war crimes investigations of those people that bear the greatest responsibility for the civil war in Sierra Leone. Interestingly enough, it took us directly to the former president of Liberia, who created the Revolutionary United Front, who was subsequently indicted and convicted for war crimes. At the time, he was the first sitting head of state ever indicted for war crimes. And again, he was subsequently convicted, sentenced to 50 years, and his son was also arrested and convicted for torture related to one of our witnesses and witnesses of the Special Court for Sierra Leone, not directly but indirectly related, and he received a 97-year sentence in the United States. So I have vast experience in seeking justice and accountability in the international rule of law arena. So that's the experience I bring to the particular project that we have, that we're honored to work on behalf of the IPOB, and that was to seek justice and accountability and also engage in a human rights campaign, not only in Washington, D.C., but globally. So that's what we're actively involved in and have been doing since March of this year, when the leader reached out to us and signed an agreement with us, and we've been engaged ever since.
Thank you very much for that in-depth brief. I wouldn't want to go into the Liberia thing and all that, because a lot of people already have heard about how you handled it, and history is about to repeat itself. Now, we have been seeing recently, news on different platform about your organization filing some kind of document to the ICC, International Criminal Court. So could you tell us, what is going on? Is there an update from the September filing?
Absolutely. We've, as you know, there's a lot of things that we're doing that are confidential. But what I can share with you was that we have collected evidence and information where we prepared our very first criminal referral to the Office of the Prosecutor at the International Criminal Court on 15 September of this year. And that was a confidential but a very comprehensive compilation of evidence we submitted to them that they received, acknowledged receipt, and are actively examining that information. And we'd also requested that if they had not opened up an investigation yet, to add this to the preliminary examination. However, we are actively seeking that they seek approval from the pretrial chamber to open an investigation specifically into the wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, and most notably targeting the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, since that time frame, we have collected additional evidence, and we submitted a second referral containing criminal information and evidence to substantiate further ongoing and wide-scale systematic killing of the civilian population, and again, specifically targeting the IPOB. That was also acknowledged. It's being examined. And again, we are requesting that they formally open an investigation and look into what we are identifying as a genocide that's being committed by the Nigerian government and extremist Fulanis against the indigenous people of Biafra.
Thank you very much. You said it has been acknowledged, and you are waiting for the ICC to open investigation. So, I just want to, for just a clarification, is it that when the application is filed, they have to be after the acknowledgement, they have to now open the investigation for that particular case?
Well, what the process is that they have to seek formal approval from the pretrial chambers to do that. What we are doing is providing them ample evidence to justify that request to open an investigation, and most specifically looking at the, again, wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, which is a crime against humanity and, quite frankly, genocide that we believe is being committed against indigenous people of Biafra.
All right. So when this thing is filed, is it like something that anybody can ask and get information that, some kind of complaint or application has been lodged at the ICC? Is it something that anybody can ask question and you get some information or some kind of feedback from the ICC?
Well, we have gotten written responses, acknowledgement, as you typically do, and we've also gotten responses directly from the Office of the Prosecutor. And it is a process, and as you can imagine, we collected very sensitive information, and it's confidential. Certainly they have all the details, but it's not something that's publicly and readily available to the public for obvious reasons. We have confidential sources of information and evidence that needs to be protected, but the ICC is well aware of it, and they have that, and it's their obligation to examine and look at that, and we've done that under the protection of the ICC, so that sources and witnesses and methods and operations are not inadvertently disclosed or discovered, to protect the individuals that are involved.
Yeah. All right. So we, the last time you were here, and I have also been privileged to see the release from your group. There are some other organizations you have mentioned that that were communicated officially. So could you, brief us about them, like for the Committee on Human Rights at the UN and all that? And then also you mentioned about the United Kingdom. Let us take it, step by step. Brief us about the Committee on Human Rights at the UN. What do you intend to get from them?
Absolutely. This is a process, as you know, you have to educate people and make them aware of this. And this is a...
ndị be anyị daalụ nne nke ukwuu ka unu si wee gbaa mbọ wee na-esoro anyị n'ife anyị na-eme n'elu akwụkwọ dị iche iche. Ọ bụ ife m chọrọ ikwu bifo ma alapụ unu ka unu tinye alụ nke unu ife uche n'elu akwụkwọ gbasịta maka ya bụ ife dịka o si ada and dịka o si akpọtụ n'elu akwụkwọ. Ọ biko wa ajụ m chọrọ ịjụ, biko ndị Igbo ọma na-ege ntị saanụ ya bụ ajụjụ. Ọ ga-edugokwu n'oge anyị akpọ n'ụwa anyị mitin nke ịbụọ jụọ ụwa anyị nwanne anyị nwoke anọ n'ụlọ nke mkpọrọ ebe a ka ọ ya anọzi. Ọ ga-edugo oge onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo ya pụta tinye ebe ya bụ ife ọnụ maka ya bụ ife akarigo. Nnamdi Kanu nwere ife o mere n'iru akwụkwọ. Tọsifọ ihe ọjọọ mere n'iru akwụkwọ bụ na ọ sị na ọ chọọzi ịbụ onye Naịjirịa. Tọsọ ya bụ ife ọjọọ mere. And ndị ọha eze niile ma ndị niile were na-ekwuchara ndị Igbo ọnụ fa, nobody is doing something about it. Nobody is doing anything about it. Ife a na-asụ bụta ọsọ ogologo oyibo. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụ the leader of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB si na mmegide na-emegide ụmụnne ya dịrọzi ya alụ mma si nye ya Biafra ka ọ na. Okay, to tell you that what that thing Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu n'eziokwu, since eji Maazị Nnamdi Kanu check the system of Nigeria till now, the system na-ebezi akwa, everything is collapsing. Always able to na-aghọta. The more you hold him, the more the economy destroyed. He said these things. O kwuru ya ekwu. Ọ bụrụ ife ụmụnne anyị pụta ị na-ekwu bụ ka maka eje yọọ ndị Fulani na mmejọ mejọrọ ndị Fulani. Chefuo na ha bụ ụzọ wee mejọ ndị Igbo. O nwere ihe ndị Igbo mere ndị Fulani? There's nothing an Igbo man. What if Igbo man mere onye Fulani? Ndị ọha na eze si na na-eje yọọ ndị Fulani about the killings in 1914. Na ajụ biko o nwere ihe ndị Igbo mere ndị Fulani? First from the jail wee kọnka si Hausa niile wee bata ka kọnka kwuola n'Igbo. Ofu onye pụtara bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu si na nke ama mme na ndị ka ife a adịlọ achụbịa ka egbuo onye Igbo ewere nwanne ya lee. Ya bụ ife bụ ọ bụrụ ihe nji maka ya wee bịa ma ọ bụrụ na ị na-ege ọnụ m n'ife anyị na-ekwu n'iru akwụkwọ. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu stand with justice, equity and fairness. O wee ndị emebere iwu iche ọ bụla ajụ na-ajụ ya so ndị Igbo ha akwa ejidere ya lapụ ya akwa the same thing Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-azụ ka ọ na-azụ. Ndị Igbo kpọọ n'onwe unu meeting jụọ owu na-ajụ ọgwụnakọ ha m n'ọnụ. Daalụ dị na-ekwusi na-esore anyị. Ọ bụla nke a bụ ụbọchị izu gị na-abịa n'iru akwụkwọ esore na EveningTEA na Eastern News 24. Kabaro ka ị subscribe and turn on your notification ka ịrapụ imisi any for update dịka anyị na-drop ya n'iru akwụkwọ oge niile. Daalụnụ ụmụnne m ọgwụnakọ ha m n'ọnụ.